The information you hear on the Nutrition Shop Health Talk with Dr. Lynn is strictly educational and is not intended to diagnose or treat any disease. Any healthcare decision should be discussed with your health professional. And now, here is Dr. Lynn. And good afternoon, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what, they give me a few little sound effects. That's so cool. Welcome. You know, we have a lot to talk about today, and I'm going to try to keep this interesting for you because I was excited to see it. I got this sent by my friend Julie from upstate New York, who sent this article to me about a new breakthrough on Parkinson's disease. Now, you're going to say, wait, I don't even know anybody that has Parkinson's. I have heard, and I know you've discussed this before, but... Now here is the big but. Parkinson's is surging. It's a neurological disease. There's been all kind of links. You see the commercial for lawyers on TV that are saying if you were exposed to paraquat when you were a child or you were a laborer out in the fields and that insecticide got into your system, it may be responsible for you having Parkinson's, which is a hideous, progressing disease. And there's been very little in the field of medicine that can even slow it down. So when I see something new, and an article comes out that is something new, I try to peruse it and say, well, how can I play a role here? Because right now, I'm dealing with two patients of mine, two clients, who are battling Parkinson's. One I know has Parkinson's, the other I'm not quite sure. There's a lot of other situations going on. But in the midst of this new article, a thought crossed my mind. So I want to share this with you because we're going to talk about something called specialized pro-resolving mediators. I've mentioned them before. I've talked to you about them before. It's a brand new supplement by Nutritional Frontiers, abbreviated SPMs, a powerful lipid that has been manipulated with oxygen and hydroxy groups to make it supercharged as a very, very powerful anti-inflammatory. Now, here's the article. I don't want to bore you with this. It just came out of Milan, Italy. Okay, so bear with me on this one. A new drug is now in stage 3 testing for treating Parkinson's. It's called SBT-272. You know, until these things get approved, they don't have a name. They're just a raw material that's going to be tested. Now, the key words that come out of this article, and I like the way, this is from the International Parkinson's and Movement Disorder Society. Dr. Bido, B-I-D-O, did this article. And believe it or not, a doctor by the last name of broccoli, spelled just like the vegetable. Abstract number 463, the MDS Virtual Congress, 2021. The keywords, alpha-synuclein, which we now know is one of those predisposing factors that accumulate in the brain that affect movement disorders in Parkinson's patients. The other word is mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, we've talked about that a lot, about muscle disorders and energy production in the body and weight gain and fat. And really, the bulk of our research on this, from my perspective, took place back in March when we launched a 90-day protocol of boosting cellular energy in people's systems and see what would happen. We were trying to get to the root cause of obese individuals succumbing to COVID. What was it? What was it by carrying extra weight that caused your immune system to default so badly? So, mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, there's a whole world of research being done now on these are seriously life-threatening diseases. When your mitochondria, these little energy factories inside of every cell in your body, quit working, your body starts to shut down. And the other key word was Parkinson's. The objective of this study was to assess the preclinical efficacy of this investigational drug, SBT-272, in mice. So it goes over and it's called SBT. I don't want to bore you with this, and you don't really need to know all this, but SBT-272 is a peptidomimetic drug that targets the mitochondrial's inner membrane through interactions with ionic, here's the key word, the phospholipid cardiolipin. SBT-272 stabilizes the mitochondrial inner membrane structure under conditions of stress, preventing the generation of toxic, reactive oxygen species. You know, we've been talking about the power of antioxidants in the field of cancer therapy and how they really absorb reactive oxygen species, which propagates cancer. And this maintains mitochondrial bioenergetics. Mitochondrial dysfunction has been described as a downstream consequence of alpha-synuclein toxicity in the neurons. Therefore, we have investigated the ability of SBT-272 to prevent neurodegeneration in a mouse model of Parkinson's disease induced by viral expression of mutant alpha-synuclein. They took these little mice and used a virus to basically force them into having Parkinson's disease. These mice were then found out that their dopaminergic neurons weren't working. And we know that Parkinson's is a disease of lack of dopamine for processing. Here's the key word. Neuroinflammation was assessed via immunostaining for activated microglial cells. So, bottom line here was, the mitochondria was defaulting. It was being caused by inflammation, which exaggerated out into the neurological system. Conclusions. SBT-272 prevented the loss of dopaminergic neurons, decreased phosphorylated alpha-synuclein burden, and attenuated neuroinflammation in the substantia nigra of the brain. Now you're going to say, what's that do to me? What that means is the potential, at least, and I'm testing this myself on individuals, of specialized proresolving mediators, these specific lipid molecules that have been designed in such a way that they could literally go in and reduce that inflammation. Been many papers now written on specialized pro-resolving mediators for any inflammatory process. So if you're dealing with inflammation that can't be controlled, if you're dealing with pain that can't be controlled, if you're using narcotics for pain relief and it can't control it all the time, understand that this concept could revolutionize things for a lot of different cases. It's important. It's very, very important to listen to this. In fact, you may want to go back and listen to this show again, or share it to anybody that's dealing with any inflammatory consequence right now. Want more information on this? We can send you a spec sheet on the SPMs by calling our office at 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. Our website is thenutritionshop.net. God bless you, folks, and I'll see you back here soon. Take care.